Hey guys, what's up? It's Randy Rector and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to share with you guys some really cool tips to record good quality audio for your videos. So whether you're a content producer or starting a YouTube channel or maybe doing some projects for work as we're all working from home, I want to show you guys the best ways to get really clean audio in your videos so that you guys can share your message. So let's get right to it. All right, so let's jump right into this. So at the very sort of base level, you can record audio directly from your camera using the camera's microphone. And now every camera, every cell phone that you're gonna use will pretty much have a microphone that you can use to record the audio. It's just, when it's about 4 feet away like this, it's not gonna give you good quality. This camera is actually backed into a corner of a room, so you're getting reflections bouncing off the room and the floor and my equipment, and it doesn't lend itself to a very professional sound. You wanna get that microphone as close to your source as possible. So in the intro of this video, you were actually hearing a shotgun mic that's just out of frame here. We'll get to that in just a bit, but let's start off just the camera sound. So as you can tell, it's not the best quality. It's not really something that you want to deliver to a client. It's not going to cut it for professionalism, especially on cameras like GoPros, which I happen to have set up. So this is the sound from that GoPro. It's really kind of poor. You wouldn't want to use this in a video or anything like that, especially if you're using one of these sort of like waterproof cases. Let me just demonstrate. So this now is the sound from the waterproof case, which as you can tell, it's not going to work. What we want to do is get better quality sound than what's coming out of that camera. And one of the easiest ways to do this is by getting the microphone closer to the source. And now, if you don't have a microphone that you can use at home, one option that you can do is just take a cell phone, put on like a voice memos app, and put that in your shirt pocket. Might look a little bit strange, but it's gonna get that microphone really close to your mouth and give you much better quality. And now this clip that you're hearing is actually recorded with the voice memos app, with the phone, just sitting about, I don't know, 8 inches from me, maybe 10 inches. And so you be the judge. You know, does this sound good enough for you? Is this kind of what you're looking for? This is totally an acceptable option. Moving up the chain of quality. Another thing that we can do is take simple earbuds like this, use the microphone from your earbuds, and press record. And now, so the sound you're hearing right now is actually recorded through this microphone on my earbuds. One limitation with this is that as you move, you might get a bit of rustling from the microphone on your shirt, especially if you're wearing like a collar or something like that. But you're getting that microphone closer to the mouth, which is the ultimate goal, and that's what we want to do. Moving up that ladder of quality, the next step up would be something like this. So this is a gaming headset that you'd use to plug into your computer. There are a few options. You can either plug in with the 3.5 millimeter jack, or the other option is some of these come included a USB dongle that you plug into, and then that plugs directly into your computer. So for this experiment, I'm just gonna plug this directly into my iPad and open up the voice recorders app and press record. And now the audio that you're hearing right now is coming from this headset. So definitely this is a little more cumbersome. It's not something that you're gonna want, especially if you have to move around a whole lot. But if you're recording videos where you might be narrating over a screen, or you know, filming your hands showing off a product or an unboxing or something like that, this might be a really compelling option because it gets that microphone really close to your mouth. There should be next to no movement noise, but again, it is a little more cumbersome. Next up, we have the Rode VideoMic Pro. And now the audio you're hearing right now is coming from the Rode VideoMic Pro, which is sitting on top of my camera. It's still about 4 feet away, so we're gonna run into some of the same challenges with having reflections bouncing off and hitting it. But it definitely has much tighter polar pattern. So it's gonna be a little more focused on my voice and definitely a step up in terms of quality from the camera audio. One great thing about the VideoMic Pro is that it attaches to the camera. So this is great if you're, you know, doing vlogs or walking around sort of narrating your shots. It's a perfect application for that. And one of the best parts is that this audio is synced with the camera because it's going directly into the camera's input. I classify these things in a bit of a list of their own because they're things that you probably just don't have sitting around the house, like earbuds or a cell phone. These are things that you would actually have to go out and invest in to get better quality videos. The next step in terms of quality would be something like this. This is a Zoom H1 handheld recorder, and there's a bit of a caveat to that. It does say handheld in the title, but as you can hear, there's a ton of operating noise to that. So this would be the kind of thing you'd want to sit in front of you like this. There, it's sitting in the same spot that the previous recorder was with my phone, and gives pretty good audio quality. It's definitely not perfect, and as I said, there is quite a lot of handling noise. So a couple options for this. One is you can put this on top of your camera using one of these guys. You basically just stuff that into the shock mount, and that's gonna eliminate a lot of that handheld noise. And these are actually really bad culprits for wind. So if I have it this close, you can probably already tell it gets pretty unusable. So you can take one of these guys, put it on top, and then you can talk as close as you'd like to it. And so I'm actually calling this better quality than the Rode video mic. And the reason being, I mean, this is only about $100 and that's about $300, but this will get a lot closer to your mouth. So technically speaking, this is going to give you a bit of a better sound in terms of reflections and other issues in your room. If you have like a furnace or a fan going, this is gonna be better at not picking that up because it's much closer to your voice. You're getting a way better signal to noise ratio, as they call it. The next option moving up would be something like this. So this would be sort of the streamer style setup. This is basically a USB microphone, runs for about $150. This mic is specifically designed to pick up the voice. So this is definitely gonna give you a really good audio quality. There's not much movement, so that's why this is really good for like a streaming setup or something where you're just doing something with your hands. But it's gonna give you really good audio. The microphone's really close to your mouth. Definitely gonna step up that audio game a little bit. Now, the next step above this would be a non-USB microphone. So this would be an XLR style microphone, and I can show you what that sounds like right here. This is a XLR style microphone. So this would be about $350, and this is gonna give you a lot more quality than the USB microphone. This is not quite the top of the list. We have one more option above this one yet. Between the XLR style microphone and something like a Pro shotgun style microphone, which is what you're hearing right now, I'd actually put something like a lav or a lapel mic, like a clip-on microphone in this spot. And the reason I'd put it here is it gets a lot of really great things. One is it's really close to your mouth, so you get a lot of that, a lot fewer reflections coming from around the room. You get the freedom to move around because it's clipped right to you. If I move like this, you can hear how much that audio changes, right? It's not good. With a lav, that's gonna come with you. Unless you turn your head and you start talking off axis, then it's gonna get a little quieter. But you do have a lot more freedom to move around if you're doing like a home tour or working on a car or something like that. A lav is gonna give you a lot more flexibility. This is really best if I'm sitting perfectly still facing the camera like this. So this is a shotgun microphone. This is the Rode NTG3. Runs for about $1,000. And then you also need a interface as well as a stand to get it up above your head. So it's not the cheapest option by any means. In fact, this is close to the industry standard of what people would use in film and TV. This would be probably the cheapest microphone that they'd use on film and TV. This might be the kind of mic they'd have in their toolkit in case their main one broke. But again, about $1,000. So it's definitely a huge step up in terms of quality. And the reason that these mics are so great is you can keep them just at a frame. So this microphone, if I touch it, it's right there, literally at the top of the frame. It's about that far from my mouth. So you can get these microphones really close, and then they also have an incredibly directional polar pattern. So they shoot a target really far. That's why they call them shotgun microphones, because they pick a lane and they record just that, and they don't record things on the side very well. So things like reflections coming around the room, they're really good at eliminating that, and you'll just be picking up my voice, or if I'm using something down here to demonstrate to the camera, something like that. So this is by far the best option for this style of shot. But of course, every shot is gonna be completely different. If I needed to get up and show you guys something in the other room and bring you with me, this shot would not work. I cannot move this at all. It's stuck right here. Each one of these different techniques is gonna have its pros and cons. Now, if I wanted to do a tour of my house or something, I'd certainly use the old phone in the pocket technique. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done. And that's what's really important, is picking a technique that's gonna stand out of the way of you creating good content and telling that message. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, please feel free to throw a like down there or subscribe to the channel. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.